Gary, we'll start with team news first ahead of Saturday. Anything to report?
Obviously, we lost Calvin the other night. Disappointed for him having just come back. It's the same leg but in a different area, and so he will be missing from Saturday, full Saturday. Sorry. I think apart from that, everybody else has come through it well. Clayton's done magnificent for us to go an hour, so we've looked after him again today and see how he is ready to go again. But I'm sure he'll play a part. And just again, it depends on how long.
Is there a time scale on Calvin?
Not yet. No, it's too early to say exactly how long. But it's fair to say he's going to be missing a week or two. That's for sure.
Your reaction then to the deal yesterday, last night, James Vaughan joining Tranmere on loan. What's your view of that?
Well, we issued the statement yesterday, and it's done now, and he's joined Tranmere. So my focus now is obviously working with the ones that we have here and concentrating on those. And we'll continue to monitor James whilst obviously he's at Tranmere.
Did it come as a surprise at all?
It's the January window. It's football, so. The phone call that I've just had is on my way in there.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, you cannot be surprised and shouldn't be surprised by anything that happens.
I thought you were going to expand on that a little bit.
On that phone call?
Yeah.
No, I can't tell you that.
Were you disappointed at all with him expressing an interest to move up a league, given the fact 6 months into a 3-year deal, club captain as well?
I think I've said it many a time when I've been manager. You always want players to strive to be the best that they can be and to play as high as they can. So it is a short career. So from my point of view, I'll never have a problem with someone that wants to play higher, because it means that they're ambitious and they want to keep going that way. And I've had many a player that has gone and done that, and now we've had it with James.
Owen Doyle was also missing from the matchday squad. I know you said after the game that you didn't really know or understand what the situation was at that moment in time. Has that become clearer to you now?
It has done, yeah. It has been made a little bit clearer, but there's still nothing concrete to report on it. So, like I say, my focus always is to work with the ones that are here. I thought the way that the lads that went about it on Tuesday night that represented us was terrific, and you saw them all fighting for each other.
Is it likely that Owen will be a Bradford City player come the end of this window?
Well, there's 2 days left of it, so I'm not a gambling man, so I couldn't say whether it's likely or unlikely at this stage. There's always speculation. And there has been with Doyle ever since. He's gone out on loan and then returned, and we'll see where it leads to.
Has an approach been made by Swindon for him?
There is always speculation whether people have made bids or not bids. Another club just inquired about one of ours as well, so you just got to just expect it because it is the window.
Has that been a distraction for you? And you talk about the footballing matters in the build-up to Saturday.
No, it's not, because it's no different to the beginning of January. It's part and parcel. I think obviously it's been mentioned many a time. We've now got to the stage where there's a winter break for the Premiership. The powers that be, we dragged this on for a whole month, and then the next 48 hours will go absolutely bonkers. And anybody that you sign tomorrow after 12 noon lunchtime, you can't register for Saturday. I think going forward, the powers that be should look at a way of, instead of it being a complete month, reducing it to say a week, 10 days, and allowing you to all concentrate on that and stop the fixtures, and have it coincided with a week's winter break for us a little bit, if you like, so that you can concentrate on this. Because, like I say, so far you've asked me a little bit about the team news, and the rest has been all about the window. and it will continue all the way till tomorrow night. I think, you know, at the same time you've got clubs that are on limited resources, and we're trying to prepare for a game as well as deal with the windows, and it's you know, something that I feel that could be sort of like so much better organised for everyone involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk, isn't there, in the Premier League at the moment about the fixtures and the run of the calendar, but it's almost forgotten that, you know, in League Two particularly, you play a lot of games in this period of time as well.
Oh, 100%, and you know, no disrespect to the Premier lads, but you know, I bet there's about 20 staff looking at players and 20 staff coaching the team, whereas in the lower leagues, obviously, I think the maximum you'll have on the coaching side is what, 3 people, 4 people, including the goalkeeper coach, and if you're lucky, you've got 1 head of recruitment. If you're not lucky, it's that comes down to that manager and assistant manager and goalie coach. So I think there has to be a look at it in terms of making it a little bit easier for us, because like I say, we're going to be working till gone probably midnight, 11 o'clock, midnight on Friday night, whilst preparing for Oldham on the Saturday, and obviously it's the same for Oldham and everybody else in our league, but you know, we've got to be a little bit better organised than that, I feel.
Obviously, the next question is replacement for Vaughan, a hole in your squad. Are you in a position where you'll be able to bring in a replacement for 11 o'clock?
I think I'd only bring in a replacement if I felt that they would fit in with the group. The group are tight. You saw that on Tuesday, the way that they ran around when they fought for each other, and especially when they went down to 10 men. So, you know, the character of a possible replacement and how that person is in and around the building, and then obviously on the football pitch, is mightily important. I wouldn't just necessarily go out and get some just for the sake of it. I think if you look at the lads that we've got, Clayton Donaldson's return is timely. Zelly trained today, so that's a timely return for us for him. You've got Remy, you've got Amari Patrick, who part of the plan was to send him out and get him a little bit more game ready, which he's had, and scored goals for Wrexham. We've got Shay McCartan that can play up there as well, even though he's been playing in a more attacking midfield role, but he can play up there, and same with Jamie Devitt. And then you saw the impact of Dylan Connolly up there in the first 40 minutes as well. So we certainly have options that, you know, wouldn't limit us as if we didn't bring anybody in, but you know, there are 1 or 2 types that are out there at this moment in time that we're looking at, but like I say, they've got to be the right person to fit in with the group. Yeah,
with that specification in mind, then, does it make it harder to try and find the right player in the short space of time?
Yeah, of course. You know, I think if you conducted this interview with probably the majority of managers, the one position that they're all saying that, you know, anybody got is a striker, if you got a striker. So it does, and then obviously we're not blessed with you know, financial funds to go and buy someone or anything like that, and the ones that possibly are available might cost you quite a bit of money, or the ones that you identify for sure, but it's a case of just keep on that phone, making loads of phone calls, and keep working hard.
If that right player were to come up, then is it the loan market?
If the right player was to come up, I would certainly take it to the board and see if there was the options to do it. But we'll see what happens in these next 48 hours and more.
I wanted to ask you about a player that you mentioned his name quite a lot, actually, Clayton Donaldson, a timely return. Yeah. I know that you were full of praise for him after the game on Tuesday night. It must be good for you to have someone of that experience as well to lean on in a time where you need someone like that.
Yeah, he's been massive miss for us, you know, and you just saw the impact that he made on Tuesday night. I think that, you know, our lads look up to him so much, respect him so much for what he's done in the game and how he conducts himself both on the pitch and off the pitch, and how he looks after himself, and you know, it was a magnificent effort from him, and that rubbed off on all the others.
I'll just back to January quickly. There's reports suggesting that
that's the team news done.
That a bid's been rejected for Will Grigg. Was an approach made towards Sunderland?
I saw that speculation again. I think there's, you know, he's a Sunderland player, so I think I got asked it straight after the game. Would I love Will Grigg here? I'd love Will Grigg here because I love that song when it gets blasted out and he scores. So, but no, I think I think it's been clearly stated in the press that he's looking to, if he is leaving Sunderland, to stay as high as he can again, and I understand that.
Let's look ahead to football.
Oh no, come on, keep coming back, mate. Hold on.
Is the phone ringing?
Yeah. Someone called Leo, something. Messi or something?
Could be, yeah.
We thought it was Cristiano before you came.
Probably Blair.
How do you view your opponents on Saturday, Oldham?
Yes, I watched them yesterday. I played Mansfield, and obviously we saw Mansfield close quarters on Saturday, and I thought the way that Oldham went about them was good, and they've got some individuals in there that can produce something out of nothing, and it's going to be a tough challenge again, and they've picked up at home especially, but it's a case of us, like I say, focusing on how we've gone about it on Tuesday night and building off that. We made sure that we really dug in deep and showed the passion and the pride that the players have in the shirt, and they've got to produce that again. We spoke with him this morning about, give yourself a pat on the back for Tuesday night, but we've got to kick on now. We need to turn these draws into wins.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Yeah, how big would be 3 points this weekend?
Well, it's the same as any game. You always go out for the 3 points, and I think it'll be, once the window's closed on Friday night, there are no more distractions, and it'll be a case of really focusing in on the football and concentrating on doing everything that we possibly can individually and collectively to get that performance that gives us the 3 points and get going for these final 16 games now.
It felt like the performance on Tuesday was the really important factor to come away from that game, more than the draw, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. You build off the performance. I felt for the players a little bit with the manner of the goal that they conceded. If we'd been cut open, fair enough, you'd have put your hands up. If the lad had smacked it in from a worldie, you'd have put your hands up. It was just a little bit of a cross in and a couple of ricochets, and then it dropped, and then it comes back out off the goalie. So I felt for the players on that side, but the performance, like I say, was there, and they set the standard, and that's it now. That there is no more this and that. That's the standard, and they've got to go with that.
And that standard's been set. You expect
yes,
that now
100%.
for Saturday, of course.
Yeah, without a doubt from them.
Well, best of luck Saturday.
Thank you.
You said teams at Bradford's level don't have the resources of somebody to cover each and every eventuality. Obviously, after Tuesday, Jamie Devitt's suspended, Kelvin's injured, James has left. That means you've got the transfer window to deal with, as well as trying to work out what team you're going to put out on Saturday. How do you split your time up? Do you have to compartmentalise, or is it just...
You can't. You try, yeah, of course you do, but, you always have to have, at our club, the way it works at the moment is with myself, through myself, with the recruitment, and I have one other person helping me, and then it's the staff, the full-time staff, as in Martin and John Vaughan and Ben, and if the physios know people, that's the way as well. But you've just got to keep your eye on the phone, but get about your job at the same time. It's a strange, exciting time for us, and you get on it, but the animal, so you have to just get on with it and deal with it. It's no point saying, right, I'm switching my phone off for 3 hours and concentrating on this because you might have missed something.
Going back to the window scenario, Gary, I mean, is there a case?
You started this.
Is there a case for? I know the American sports have like a general manager which sort of deals with the transfer side.
I think,
side. Is there a case for that a little bit? I think,
Well, I think in the higher leagues, they're all doing the sporting director's role. I did the course myself, the university degree myself, and I think it's massive that you can have someone that can, like you say, take the majority of that, dodging phone calls from agents, to take them and allow the manager to concentrate on the football side. But
the job that you'll ultimately be judged on, because the results is constantly impeding on that.
It is, but everybody, like I say, in the lower levels know that's part of the job, and you get on with it.
I suppose it's difficult to change. And also the January window, again, when you're sort of doing due diligence on transfer targets, whereas if it's someone in the summer, you've got plenty of time, you can have a good look.
Yeah.
This time it's concertinaed into literally a week, a couple of days of time.
It is.
How do you do that properly?
You just do it. It's like you say. Your phone starts at what? So Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning my phone started at 7:05 in the morning and finished at 10:25. You just repeat and then get on with it, and you get other people, like I say, the staff have been great for me, Martin, John, Ben, young Robbie, the physios as well, to, if I give them, all right, we've got this name, can you check out that, and everybody mucks in, and
they'll do those calls,
they do them as well, and before you know it, you've got a little bit of a profile on the individual, and ringing around, managers, players, coaches that have worked with them, and just checking them out as best as you can.